Today we're diving deep into 10 life lessons your parents didn't teach you, but they definitely should. Welcome to NewParents.com, moms and dads cheat sheet to amazing parenting. Hello family, we're excited so many of you decided to join us today, and we're taking a look at such a valuable topic. As you can tell from this title, this is part 2 of a video that went live on our sister channel, Aluxers.com. We recommend you watch that one first, but we'll be sure to give them a run for their money, pun intended, since that's all they talk about anyway. As time goes on, things change, and the advice your parents have provided may have fallen short here and there. This video is meant to right that wrong and give you the tools to become the parent you wish your parents would have been. Number 1. You're the only one who can set limits to what you can become. As a new parent, you want to instill in your child the idea that their potential is unlimited. Unfortunately, this idea that you can be everything gets distorted the moment the child has a real encounter with reality. Truth be told, a more realistic take on this is your reality is determined by what you're willing to settle for. Think about it yourself and you'll realize that's exactly how life is. Your parents didn't have a resource like new parents to provide them with the proper tools, but now you do. Make sure your child grows knowing that every time they settle for less, reality changes accordingly. Number 2. You have enough, and it's okay to want more if it means giving it to others. These are 2 lessons in one that go hand in hand. Louis put it best when he said, the only time you should look at someone else's plate is to see if they have enough. You never look to see if they have more than you do. The goal here is to build a level of gratitude for the life you're experiencing without sacrificing the appeal of development. But having more just for the sake of having more is never the answer. The only reason to have more is so that you are able to help more people. Otherwise, you're just keeping yourself busy. Number 3. We all have our own timing. It's easy to look at everyone around you and think that you should make an effort to keep up. Overall, that's pretty decent advice until you realize it works great until you go to college. Then people go on their own journey and everyone has their own pace. Let me put it into a cute metaphor. Not every popcorn kernel pops at the same time. Just because someone popped before you, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Your time will come when the conditions will be right. But don't get carried away postponing everything too far into the future. If you want your life to bloom like a flower garden, you better start watering the seeds. Number 4. The difference between the feeling of happiness and the state of happiness. Mostly because we got so distracted by everything else that we put happiness on the shelf as something esoteric that might or might not happen, and we're okay with it. This is wrong and it needs to change. The way you do this is by separating the temporary feeling of happiness from the state of being happy. Let's break these 2 down, shall we? Let's say you take your hubby and go out to your favorite restaurant, where the chef prepares your favorite meal. The moment the food hits your taste buds, your entire body is overrun by chemicals, and you feel that you're happy in the moment. Same happens with shopping, with meeting an old friend, or when you hit a certain goal. Then you come back home and problems start popping up in your mind. Stress always finds a way to crawl itself in. You cannot be happy if you're stressed, because stress means that the future is not predictable. Happiness is when reality matches your expectations. We stole that one from Alux, and we're not sorry about it. In order for you and your family to be in a state of happiness, you have to first regulate the volume of stress you allow into the household. And secondly, manage the confidence you have that together with your partner will be able to thrive in the foreseeable future. Number 5. Even the longest night eventually turns into day. This is one of those pieces of advice that has been said in many ways. The light at the end of the tunnel, Churchill's, if you're going through hell, keep going, and so on. But there's a valuable lesson every parent should teach their children, that pain is temporary. There is hope, there is happiness, there is love on the other side of whatever unplanned darkness they're facing right now. As a parent, your job is to give your child the tools needed to navigate the world they're going to live in. And you know very well how scary the world can be. So let them know that no matter what, as long as they keep pushing forward, they're going to eventually make it. While you're here, take this advice for yourself and know that no matter what you're currently going through, it's just a matter of time until you will put it all behind you. Trust yourself, and if things get too dark, know that you have people who care for you and are more than willing to light your way forward. That's why you're our family. We're here for you if you need us. Number 6. Confidence is more often than not the only differentiator of success. Confidence is such a powerful tool to have in your arsenal. It's a shame more people don't leverage it for success, which, if you think about it, is actually why confident people seem to have such a big unfair advantage. The person that asks for the promotion is the one that gets it. The person who says yes to the opportunity is the one who gets to reap the rewards. Teach your child to be confident, and he or she will conquer the world. Make sure they can back up that confidence with skill. Otherwise, you're raising the next Jake Paul. Successful, but not really making his mama proud, is he? Number 7. Life as a journey gets better if you share it with the right people. Life is a lot more fun with friends, which is why teaching your child to be sociable from an early age is such an important lesson. When talking to a child psychologist a couple of years ago, we asked what is the one thing that can dramatically change the life of a child for the better. The answer was, have other people like being around him or her. Here's why this is important. If other children like to play with him, he develops social skills. Parents love having him around because he's not causing problems and is a good influence, so they treat him nice. Teachers take notice and take him under their wing, offering extra attention. By now you probably realize that school is not about grades, but learning to be around other people. This little exercise in sociability before the age of 5 can have the snowball effect where people give him more attention, time, and resources than they do to others. With this snowballing effect, they will attract high-quality peers, which will provide support, opportunities, and keep them honest. Can you believe just how different your life would have been if your parents made you be more sociable before you could even remember it? Crazy, right? Number 8. Not getting what you want is often a blessing in disguise. This is a tricky one, isn't it? But super valuable. As an adult, you've had enough time to experience firsthand how life has a weird way of working itself out. But this cannot be taught to a child directly. So instead of trying to tell little Tommy that by actually not being accepted into Harvard, he'll end up at MIT, where he'll create the next Facebook, you start small. Teach your child to trade with the future as early as you can. The concept of delayed gratification could be the most valuable thing they get from you as a parent, which is why we fell in love with Stormy's Patience song. You might have seen the compilations of videos where parents put one piece of candy in front of a child and promise them that if they don't eat them, they will get 2 of them in the future. Little lessons act as seeds. Be careful what you plant in the mind of your child. Number 9. If you do what everyone else is doing, you will end up like everyone else. This is a trap many parents fall into themselves, and then maybe it's because of pride, maybe it's because they don't know better, fail to teach it to their kids. It's only very late in life when they're willing to open up about the things they wish they did differently. One of your jobs as a parent is to help your child figure out who they are, what they're passionate about, what they like, what their strengths are, and then add fuel to it. What most parents tend to do is they try to fix the weaknesses instead of developing the skills. Your child isn't doing well in Spanish, but excelling in computers. What do parents do? They get him a Spanish tutor, when the right move is indeed a tutor, but one that can elevate the child's passion. We are rapidly closing in on 8 billion people on Earth. Do you really think your child being mediocre at best at Spanish will make a difference? Most definitely not. But maybe, just maybe, his passion will open some doors you didn't even know existed. That's why you should go into parenting with an open mind. 10 years ago, nobody would have believed you if you told them playing video games would be a job. But there's an increasing number of individuals who are probably younger and out-earning you, streaming Fortnite and Fall Guys. Number 10. As a parent, you're not always right. And it's okay. Parents think that any display of vulnerability will be the crack that breaks the dam. So they act like tiny dictators in their own little kingdom where no one can question their authority. But what happens when you're wrong? And everyone else knows you are wrong. That's the tricky bit, because inevitably you will be wrong. Why? Because, and no worries, this is a safe place. Your truth is safe with us. Sometimes you know better, sometimes you're just winging it. Your parents did the same. But were they open about their mistakes? Or did you all just pretend like nothing happened? How healthy was that? You want to get to the point in your relationship with your child where you can open up and say you did things wrong. In exchange for this tiny bit of vulnerability shown, you're earning trust with your kid. And when it comes to parenting, trust is by far the most valuable asset you have. Which brings us to today's question. Did your parents teach you any of these while you were growing up? Let us know in the comments, family. Maybe there are some lessons you want to add to the list. We're all here to learn and get better. Since you're still watching this video, we have a little bonus for you. if you promise it will be our little secret. The price versus value of things. We know the price of everything, but not the value. As a parent, if you truly want to help your child, teach him to understand the difference between value and price. While we're at it, maybe you should learn it too. The price is simple. It's the amount of money you exchange for that good or service. Price equals amount of money you exchange. Value is how much something is worth. But value differs from one person to another. We know the exact price of the new iPhone, but very few people know that it means 2 weeks' worth of going to work. How many hours went towards getting it? How much are those hours worth to you if you were to spend them with your child? Give your child a chore-type activity that will take roughly 15 to 30 minutes. Then give him a very small treat. Half a scoop of ice cream will get the job done, and tell him that all that work was worth the little treat. They will be quite pissed off, and for good reason. That is when you ask the child to imagine how much work went into getting everything around him. The sooner you teach them the value of hard work, the sooner they'll realize they need to smarten up. If you've made it up to this point in the video, we are beyond excited to call you a member of our family. We really hope you'll choose to stick around and subscribe to this channel as well. We're looking forward to catch up with Alux as quickly as possible.